What is ESG? Okay, this one appears easy. It's an acronym, the E standing for environmental, the S for social, the G for governance. But of course, the question teases out much more than that today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanek and I'm a big fan of yous. So I did a quick YouTube search for this query, what is ESG? And there are quite a few 3-minute videos out there, most of them pretty basic, not really telling the full story here. So for starters, let's just throw out that G, the governance. It never really fit in the first place because every company has always had some governance. And that really isn't a good reason to throw it out, but trust me, it just doesn't fit. I'm not saying that shareholder rights, board structure, that kind of thing is not important. It's actually very critical. It's just strange to have it lumped in together with the E and the S. That's my opinion. But I'll admit it's easier to say ESG than E and S, so I'll continue to say it even though what I really mean is E and S. And I'll say that throughout my Vid-Guides about this topic. The upshot is that each company gets to define ESG the way it makes sense to them. Each company has to decide the degree, the level of how proactive it is going to be with ESG, or maybe the company will remain completely reactive. By proactive, I mean the company is actively strategizing to use E&S as part of its business model. It's part of the company's culture. It's a bridge to its future. Does this company presently have the capacity to endure? By reactive, I mean the company is taking E&S actions because some of the company's stakeholders are demanding it. It might be the company's shareholders, that's usually who it is, who push the company to take part in the various ESG surveys, the rating services out there and surveys are a real pain to fill out. Or the company's employees, it matters to them. Maybe it's the company's customers demanding it, the suppliers, or the communities in which the company operates, or very likely a combination of many or all of these. And the company's approach, proactive and reactive, of course, will shift over time. Having said that, there are dozens, hundreds, and yes, even thousands of defined elements for ESG, depending on how deep down a company wants to drill, the types of issues, opportunities that arise both under the E and the S. For environmental, we have how do we use resources? What kind of emissions do we have? How do we innovate using technology to accomplish our environmental strategies? For social, you're likely going to be at least focused on human rights, your workforce, human capital, health and safety, and corporate responsibility to some degree. And then, of course, there are many subcategories for each of these. Many subcategories. That's how we get to thousands. Some of the elements you decide to focus on will be dictated by what industry you're in, what your peers are focusing on. Some will be dictated by the company's discretion. It's your choice. So at some point, your ESG team, together with your senior management and the board of directors, will devise your game plan and decide on your definition, and then tweak that over time. You define the term in a way that's right for the company. Obviously, it's best to focus on things that are material and impactful and where you can make a change in a deliberate and intentional way. But that's true for any strategy. How a company develops their approach varies. It typically depends on who's leading the charge from up on high, who's the principal advocate, and I have a separate vid-guide about that, a link to which is below. But two types of approaches tend to emerge. One is long-term profitability focus of many shareholders who now consider ESG to be a core value for them. Shareholders who wonder whether your company has the ability to create value over the long term. How is the company managing its ESG risks and taking advantage of opportunities to ensure it has long-term economic stability? The other comes under the label of corporate social responsibility. Is our company a good corporate citizen? Do our customers, employees, and communities hold us accountable for affecting social change and contributing to society with beliefs and practices that align with that? Sometimes these two approaches overlap. Sometimes they don't. Okay, so stack up this short video against those others that explain what ESG is and let me know what you think. I have dozens of other vid-guides about ESG. Go to zippypoint.com to check them out or search YouTube with the hashtags of #ESG and #ZippyPoint.